Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and we're going to look at game number 3 in our 20 from 1980 series. And this game was created by Atari, and more specifically Dave Theurer, and it is a symbolic reflection of the Cold War, and this is called Missile Command. And this is one of the hardest games I've ever played. Your goal is to defend 6 cities against invading missiles, and you shoot down the missiles with your own missiles. And you have a trackball to control crosshairs in this game, and you have 3 action buttons to fire missiles from 3 different bunkers. And you have a total of 10 missiles for each bunker, so a total of 30 missiles. And you can see the 3 bunkers and the missiles inside them on the left, center, and right at the bottom. And there's the 6 cities in between that you've got to defend. You do not have to save every single city. You can let some be destroyed and still survive for the next stage. You note that the missiles have a little white head to them, and you want to shoot the crosshair when the missile will hit that crosshair, or where you left the crosshair when you fired the missile, to make an explosion that's big enough to take out the head of the enemy missile. This game is really hard to play without the trackball controller. For God's sakes, you need that. I didn't even use a mouse because it would not control right, but I just used the analog joysticks. Let's get started. But see, when you press the fire button for any of the bunkers, you will see a little mark left from your crosshair. And once the missile hits that mark, then an explosion radius occurs. And the bigger the explosion radius, the more missiles it can take out. There will be little targets that will come by once in a while, like a UFO or a plane, and they can drop extra missiles. So you want to take them out if you can. You don't have to. They make life a little more difficult for you. And note that you will get bonus points for all remaining missiles and all remaining cities. And once you complete a couple stages, then that bonus increases by times 1, and you can have up to times 6 bonus points. And the cities remaining themselves are worth 50, and the missiles themselves remaining are worth 5. But again, that value increases times 1 more after you've completed 2 stages, and it goes up to 6 times. Unless you're extremely good at this game and you can get up to like 810,000 points. No. You have to get to stage 255, and then it's 256 times bonus. Crazy. There's no way you're going to make it that far. You will get the opportunity to regain a lost city at 10,000 points, every 10,000 points. That's the default settings. Now we're introduced to the smart, I think they're called the smart bombs, but they will try to avoid your missile blast radius. If a missile reaches your missile bunker, any one of your missile bunkers, then you will not be able to fire missiles from there. And already I cannot fire missiles from 2 of my bunkers. Make that 3. I cannot fire missiles anymore. And there I lost all my cities. But I've reached 10,000 points, so I get a bonus city back. And you have kind of a cool musical cue whenever you get a city back. And in order to take out the smart bombs, crap, that's my game. In order to take out the smart bombs, you'll need to put missiles like below and above them so they don't have room to escape. When you fire missiles from the left or right bunker, they are slower than the ones from the center bunker. Keep that in mind. This game is so frickin' hard. I was never any good at it, but at least I got a bonus city, or I got 10,000 points. You will get a different message, a different game over, if you did not make the high score list. It's very apocalyptic looking. It says "the end" and there's a big explosion, and we'll look at that later. But if you got on the high score list, you won't see that. I remember seeing this everywhere. I think I first saw it at a pizza place that's long gone. It was called Big Tomato in my garden home suburb of Portland, Oregon. We knew the owners, but I think that's where I first saw Missile Command. And like I said, there's bonus increasing. You can get ×4 there, and then the maximum for missiles and cities remaining right there, and then you can get bonus ×5. There's the maximum for cities and missiles remaining for that, and then the maximum there is 6 times bonus, and there's the maximum points there. But yeah, later on, at level 255 and on, the missiles and cities are worth 256 times bonus. And so I think that ends up making each missile 1,280 and each city remaining 12,800. Not too shabby. Well, the following year in 1981, there was super missile attack created by General Computing Corporation. And this was a ripoff of Missile Command. It was a little harder, but Atari took them to court. But they said if they make games for them, then they will not sue the pants off of them. And they made 2 games, Food Fight and Quantum. Kind of an interesting story behind that. And now we'll see the end sequence. If you run out of cities and didn't earn another city with 10,000 points. The end. Very creepy for its time. But that was the Cold War era game Missile Command, created by Atari in 1980 and programmed, I guess, by Dave Theurer. Well, that was game number 3 in our 20 from 1980 series. Hope you all are managing to stay cool. It's starting to really warm up outside. Y'all have a good one, everybody, and I'll see you later with game number 2 in our series. Bye-bye, folks.